Chelsea Football Club, please don't do it. Garnacho, we don't need him. 70 million euros, we don't need him. His agent spotted at Stamford Bridge at yesterday's game. Why? We're going to talk about it because this is real. It's happening. And I don't understand. And I'm going to break down the news for you. And I'm praying my assumptions come true and this deal doesn't happen. Furthermore, Vlahovic. Apparently Vlahovic is linked to Chelsea. Chelsea are interested in him. I'm going to debunk it quicker than Fabrizio Romano did because Vega is going to Juventus apparently. But Vlahovic isn't coming the other way. And then Enzo Maresca came out. He gave us the terrible news regarding Lavia being injured again. Enzo being injured, but should be back quicker than Lavia, as expected. But then he said something that, in my head, it's strike two. It's strike two, broski. It is a serious breach of negligence. Like, it is negligent. You can't say stuff like this, Enzo Maresca, and then expect me to back you. I'm going to tell you what it is. So first of all, hit that like button because 1,000 likes goes a massive way and we're in the top 4 again. You should be happy. Secondly, we're like 200 away from 39,000. So be kind, subscribe. I want to get there before the end of the month, so do it now. And finally, in the pinned comment, I'm going to have the reaction from yesterday's match review. Go check it out. Not many of you saw it. I don't know if YouTube let you know that I did it, but I did. Spent time late at night, so I'd appreciate if you go watch it and let me know your thoughts. But let's get started with the news. Garnacho is arguably done something that I didn't think could happen. He's gathered 99% of the fan base to pull in one direction. Normally we argue. I like Joao Felix, most people don't. A lot of people really like Conor Gallagher. I don't. A lot of people think Mason Mount was a great player. I thought he was a good player. You know, there's always like cliques that get created. In this camp, I don't know anybody, genuinely, I haven't encountered one person that wants Garnacho at Chelsea Football Club. This tells you one thing. He can't be good. And it tells you one thing, that the club's about to make something, a big mistake, that the fans will not forgive them unless Garnacho goes on and wins the Ballon d'Or, which I highly doubt will happen. And maybe I'm going to eat my words. But what's happened? Fabrizio Romano has said Chelsea are interested in Garnacho. Talks are going to happen. Man United wants 70 million euros. I can't believe I'm saying these words. Manchester United wants 70 million euros. Chelsea are going to inquire. It also came out, because I was in full denial mode, Garnacho's agent was at Stamford Bridge. He is pictured at Stamford Bridge. He was watching the game. And this is terrible news, man. I'm telling you now, it is terrible news. The only shining light in this situation is Napoli won him. They've got the money from Kvaratskhelia sale. They want to get Garnacho to play in that position. Antonio Conte has already spoken to him and he's pushing to get the deal across the line. And this is all coming from Fabrizio Romano. The biggest issue here is, though, rumors are coming out from smaller journalists that from the United side that Garnacho wants to stay in the Premier League and Chelsea is his first choice. Damn it. So what is the problem here? Garnacho's not better than Sancho, in my opinion. Garnacho's not better than Neto. And Garnacho is not better than Joao Felix on the left-hand side. You can't convince me otherwise. If we only had Mudryk, I would say, you know what? Maybe I get it. But I don't see the 70 million euros worth of talent. And for me, the fee never matters if I rate the player. I think you guys already know with me, right? It ain't coming out of my pocket. And if I think the player's good, I think we won't need to replace him in the long run. So just spend the money once, buy it properly, don't have to replace it. However, I don't think he's good. I think he runs with his head down. I think he's very individualistic. I think he doesn't know when to pass. He's got poor decision making. And I don't even think he's got great ball striking. When he first broke through, I was like, you know what? At least he's a pure striker of the ball. The more I see of him, the worse he gets in my eyes. So the more I analyze him, the more his game deteriorates in front of my eyes. What am I hoping happens? I'm hoping that this is his agent using Chelsea as a bargaining tool to get more from Napoli. I'm hoping that his agent knows that interest from Chelsea will mean Napoli go get this deal done quicker. Manchester United are willing to sell because they need to sell to go buy more players. And guess what? Garnacho's our favorite word, pure profit. However, Garnacho's homegrown, meaning Chelsea Football Club will happily sign him. And this is a problem for me. I don't want him. In the comments below, let me know if you want Garnacho or not. The next part of the story is very interesting. So we realized yesterday Renato Vega didn't even make the bench. A lot of people asked, where's Renato? Where's Renato? We've got no bench options. We've got no midfield depth whatsoever. Well, it came out, and it was actually really sad that it came out. Renato Vega was left out for technical decisions. Code word from Fabrizio Romano. Chelsea are in serious talks with Juventus, and the player could be moving on. You all know my stance. If they pay the right money, if they pay a good loan fee with a great option at the end of it, he can go. If they pay an obligation with at least starting with a 2 in double digits, he can go. I think he's a good, talented player. Nothing I'm going to lose sleep over. However, and this is the interesting thing, because you know Chelsea are in the business of the NBA. You know them ones like, oh, so if you give me this player, I'll give you a first-round draft pick, a second-round draft pick, some cash, as well as a rookie on the third year of his contract. You know, like Chelsea don't do normal deals these days. Chelsea have to go and actively try to be creative. So, interesting reports came out straight away from Chris Ducker and other journalists, there's 4 of them named, saying Chelsea are linked with Dusan Vlahovic. I saw it straight away, I debunked it. And I don't need to be an insider, I have no sources, but I have logic, right? Chelsea didn't pay Victor Osimhen £150,000 a week net, right? Without tax, after tax gets removed. Do you think they would pay Dusan Vlahovic that money? Because Dusan Vlahovic is the 3rd best paid player in the Serie A. We are not going to pay him that kind of money. We are not. We are not in that business anymore. And I think the more fans accept that, the easier it is for us to have these conversations. Because a lot of people say you have to crash it. You have to stick it on the club. I don't want the club to go pay money like that to Dusan Vlahovic. Vlahovic is a good number 9, but I think we can do better than Vlahovic. I'm genuinely serious. He doesn't convince me. Every time I've seen him, it's for Serbia at a tournament, and he never turns up. Like, Vlahovic isn't the type of number 9 where I go, oh my god, he's perfect for Maresca. He doesn't press intensively. He's great striker of the ball. He's a good number 9. I just think if we're gonna go for that kind of profile, get Osimhen then. Do you know what I mean? Like, go your way. Like, go the way that majority of you want. Go Victor Osimhen then. But for me, Fabrizio Romano came out and said he's not even on the list. It's not true, and I'm so happy he debunked it, because we don't need to talk about it. I was just here to let you guys know, when we get linked with players, before you get excited, check their wages out. It's always a great indicator whether Chelsea will get him or not. Sadly, we're not in that business anymore. But like I said to all of you guys, we're like 200 away from making it to the 39,000. Subscribe now, genuinely. We're super close. You made it this far. You're enjoying the content. But Romeo Lavia now is out again with Enzo Fernandez. Both players are out. We don't know whether they're going to make it for the Manchester City game. I'll tell you for free now, Romeo Lavia will not make it. I have given up. And when I say I've given up, I don't think he's a bad player. I'm not saying sell him, because if you sell him, you're getting nothing for him. And you're just going to take a huge loss. Next season, I want them to build the squad with the assumption that he's injured. He doesn't offer more than 2 games in a month. He literally used one of his 2 games this month, for Morco. Do you know how mad that is? He gave us 45 minutes and he's hurt again. I can't keep doing this. Genuinely, we can't just wait for him to come back, only for him to get injured, only for him to come back, only for him to get injured. We need to plan around him, and he basically is an auxiliary piece. If he's there, he's there. If he's not, he's not. Like, you don't depend on him. It needs to be Leslie, Santos, Fernandez, and Caicedo. You're a bonus. If we have you, we have you. Otherwise, I'm sorry. Genuinely, you can't depend on him. Really, every single time he goes on that pitch, within 2 games, you know he's breaking down. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. He played so many minutes at Southampton. It is what it is. With Enzo Fernandez, this is the cost of doing business. This is the cost of not using Keenan Dewsbury Hall when he was fit. This is the cost of not rotating your squad accordingly. So for me, Enzo Maresca needs to put his hands up. This is the cost of doing business. However, the next thing, and this is strike 2 for him. The first strike is, I don't like how Noni, Sancho, and Neto are getting unbelievably amount of chances, and Felix isn't getting any game time. Neither is Nkunku in the 10 or on that left wing. I understand you like touchline wingers. However, you need to make sure as a manager you utilize your squad. You have great talents in Felix and Nkunku, right? If you want to use Nkunku at the 10 and you tell me he's a 10, move Palmer to the right, please. Your wingers are doing nothing. If you want to get another shooter in the team, move Felix onto the left and put Cucurella as a touchline fullback. Why is it that we always have to make things so complicated? He's so flexible in the defense, yeah? He's so flexible with the keeper. But when it comes to flexibility up top, non-existent. And that was strike one. Strike two is what he said about Robert Sanchez. He said, Robert Sanchez, yes, he made a mistake, but he made 4 saves. We're not talking about that. First of all, if I'm washing cars for a living, yeah, I'm one of those guys, I'm a car washman, yeah. Car comes in, I wash the first one properly, the second one properly, the third one properly, the fourth one properly. The fifth one comes, I crack the windshield. Am I not going to get told off for it? And if this continuously happens, what's going to happen? The ones where I crack the windshield or I break the window or I pop a tire, that's the ones that are going to get remembered. Why? Because my job is to wash cars. It's not to damage cars. Robert Sanchez's job is to save goals. All he does is create panic. We have got Jurgensen on the bench. He costs the same amount of money as Sanchez. For crying out loud, please, I'm begging you, utilize Jurgensen. Drop Sanchez. Sanchez needs to be dropped. And when he comes out so vehemently defending him, it drives me mad because he takes us for being stupid. And for me, that's strike two. Don't let it get to strike three, because then you're at agenda purposes. At that moment, it's, all right, cool. We need to think about either you change or we're going to change you. Because this is strike two for me. You will not achieve anything with Robert Sanchez. You might make top 4. You aren't winning no league title. You are not winning no league title. And this is Chelsea Football Club. We need to be competing for the league title next year. Robert Sanchez cannot be part of your plans. You don't need to come out and publicly back him the way you did. He needs to go home knowing he messed up yesterday. It could have cost us. It's annoying. So now, before you end, number 1, hit that like button. Number 2, subscribe to the channel. And in the pinned comment is my post-match review from yesterday's game, from that victory against Wolves. Check it out. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.